by far. And now that OMG have decided to go back to the blue side, let's see if they pick this 80 carry up or if they have different priorities, because we got the exact same bans for the second time around again.
I don't mind. Oh, no. No, okay, they haven't learned.
No, they've learned everything. Dagda, that's perfect. All right, we're going to a game 3. That's all right.
Yeah, so basically what I was about to say is I actually don't mind the Renekton first pick again here for OMG if they want to solidify a strong top lane. But taking that Nidalee is way higher of a priority here. And now, because you've locked in your jungler first pick, Suning can take the Renekton, they can take the Kai'Sa, the strongest AD carry boss, and now they take the Nidalee on this next rotation. So now they get the Renekton Nidalee combo. They have a very clear way of playing around top side. They get the counter pick coming in for that last pick on red side as well for Angel. And what else do you need here? You're in perfect position as Suning to again have these incredibly strong lanes you can play through and scale pretty well into the late game.
We're going to hope for the snowball effect from OMG's bottom lane with Eric picking up Samira once again. Again, this pick has not been too strong in the LPL. A lot of counters throughout. A hard CC just destroys it. And I'm looking at the win rate now, Dagda. We saw a loss last game. It's 7-14. And that's not counting the earlier series. So Samira's not strong at the moment, at least in the realms of the LPL. At least the global pressure from Alielie is going to add something. And, you know, we're reversing the matchup. So I think this is a better draft from OMG to kind of counter the weaknesses of game 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised if this is the Gragas. I again want to see this Nidalee or even the Tilly is off the board, but looks like it will be the Gragas. Either way, looking over the OMG side, this is a composition that very much has to run at you and dive at you. And I think when you've got like short range Samira, you've got this short range Udyr as well, my eyes kind of start to look towards the likes of a Galio, either in the support role for On or even in the Angel in this mid lane as well, because just being able to control that space but with the ultimate, also the taunt as well to stop the likes of this Samira from popping off, the Udyr from getting these big advantages. I wouldn't be surprised to see Angel teetering back over towards something along those lines.
They've already banned the Twisted Fate though. So with that thought in mind, maybe they're more concerned about giving global or double global rather over to OMG and going to put Angel on something like the counter pick as we saw last time, or at least the lane that could work well. The Nidalee ban you were mentioning before, Suning actually end up with the Leona, so they're getting rid of some of the engage for OMG, because right now they just have the Udyr to run at them, and that's about it.
Now, don't forget, this could actually be a Gragas jungle. We've seen Karsa play it. It is kind of starting to come back into the meta, so this could actually just be a flex pick here, even potentially going down towards on this bottom lane, but I imagine that it is going to be more so actually probably in that jungle role, especially as we start to see the Rel and you've already got the Renekton locked in. It could be the Renekton mid as well, which is kind of why I'm posturing and kind of holding on before I fully commit to a lot of these things. But I think for Suning's side of things, that flexibility will actually do pretty good for them in a lot of these scenarios.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't, talk about the flexibility of Gragas as much as we would here, but, again, as Dagda was saying, jungle role, top lane, we've seen a lot of Renekton mid too, so we won't throw anything away for now. But for OMG, we know where their comp's going. We know it's a GP top. We know that we need a support. Sending up the Alistar with the Samira once again is a no-brainer, and Wuming now thinking, let's put the scaling advantage in our end, because they're going to have full scaling. They're going to have the Wombo set up as well, and this gives a bit of priority for Eric to carry more of these late game fights too, so for OMG, scaling basket, they're just kind of flipping the script.
Yeah, it does mean, though, that Angel has a lot of opportunities here to kind of mess around with what he wants. So it looks like at least we will be getting Gragas jungle, being in the Renekton top lane, with the Rel going into the support. But I was going to say, it leaves open the Yone if they want to go for this here. Does pretty well against the Azir, but so does the Kassadin. So this has been an Angel special. Last year, Angel looks absolutely immaculate with everybody got his hands on this Kassadin. So I'm very excited to see what he can do, but they're matching scaling with scaling. And when I look towards, the late portion of the game, having that Kassadin, having that Kai'Sa, this assassination potential sky high, the big thing for Suning, though, is getting to that point. Because now you've got, Alielie with a strong top lane matchup. You've got Wuming with the Azir who can push in this Kassadin early. And even on the bottom side, this aggressive Alistar and Samira that they can also look to play through. So Aki is going to have way more agency in these early stages than he did in the last game.
At least get through the lane. I'll see what the summoner choice is for OMG, because I think for Wuming, running into this lane, he wants to get as much prio as possible and keep Angel down. But we're gonna get that clock out because 16 is still the number, and especially with tier now being a 400 gold item with the ability to get through this lane a little nicer. Of course, you don't have a lot of ages, but we're gonna see what the item choice is here, Dagda, because it is our first Kassadin of the LPL. You did talk about scaling for Suiting's side. I'll be curious to watch the role of Alielie and Cold in these fights, because they have to create space and let Alielie get set up. Let, you know, Wuming find setup as well, and Eric. Cold and Aki are going to be the CC bots that try and let the rest of their team dish out the damage and overcome the scaling that Kassadin always provides.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at OMG, they're kind of opting in towards a 1-4, right? Where you're going to have Alielie off in the side lane, he'll come in with the TP or with the Cannon Barrage, and you're relying on Cold to set up Eric, Wuming to kind of keep himself safe with the Azir wall, and then Aki kind of following up as well. But that becomes very difficult to keep yourself safe in these scenarios with how dive heavy this Suiting composition is. Like, if one person gets caught out, it's the whole pile driver between Bin, Sofm, you've got the Killer Instinct coming in from Huangfeng. Like, it's going to be a bloodbath if Suiting are able to get in on top of OMG.
That is the best Gragas skin I've ever seen. I mean, he has Toxic Ooze. Like, essentially, it's the Green Goblin. It's just a fat Green Goblin. So, Sofm, he's running Predator as well here, just to note. He's going to be pretty proactive here in the early game, as you'd kind of expect. We have pretty much only seen Predator in the jungle. You mentioned Cast has picked this up before. Sofm, someone who is innovative. We already talked about his build on the Udyr with the Iceborne last game. We'll see what Aki does, because the Chem Tank has been the go otherwise. And that's kind of what we expect running into game 2.
Yeah, especially when he needs to be part of that 4-man unit that actually close the distance in a lot of these scenarios. But even there is an argument here for the Frostfire Gauntlet, just because instead of actually needing to chase people down, chances are Suiting are going to be coming in on top of you. So getting these slow fields, giving it a little bit more space for Eric, and certainly more space for Wuming could work out very well. So we'll keep our eyes on that just to see how it goes. However, in the early stages of the game, talking about these two junglers, I think we're going to see a little bit more action towards this top lane. Sofm can go for the 2-camp clear he has here into a red, into a top gank if he wants. And with the Alielie shoving in this wave, I wouldn't be surprised to see him trying to get up here nice and early.
Hot used a little bit late here. Level 2 acquired first. Bin's just autoing him down. Wait for the hit. The flash burn. And that's what happens when you have better understanding of the wave state, and Alielie just has to back away. He'll hit 2 now and he'll heal it up, but Bin now has the summoner advantage.
We need to see if Aki, though, can maybe get up here to turn this back around. This potentially could be frozen here by Alielie as it's being pushed in. You can see Aki faster clear than Sofm, who didn't go for that quick clear. He's actually gone for a bit more of a full clear, giving Aki more room.
Is he going to get out in time? Yes, he is. And Bin walks away. Teleport now going to be channeled, though, and Aki's
near. No!
Wasn't spotted out. Sets up with the barrel chain, and it hits. Aki coming in with the bear stance, and Bin trying to run for his life. He still has the flash available, wants to take Alielie with him, and he'll do so. First blood still goes over as he looks for the turn, but Aki will get the 1-for-1. Still, Bin getting the kill. I guess that's fun.
Yeah, but you can still TP back here as Alielie, and I'm surprised we didn't see Sofm kind of abandon the red buff and make his way up towards this top side. So now Bin is going to start that long walk back to lane. Alielie can push in the top lane and deny some of this CS.
As you see the wave pushing up in that top side as well, Bin going to be late to the party, so I like bringing up the point. I just felt like saying, well, you know, Bin's kind of a true hero as Sofm flashes over the wall. Cold matches the flash, but definitely going to be worth when Cold has the Hex Flash, and Sofm getting caught out of position. And this is what we saw in the first game from Sofm on the Udyr. The proactivity's always there. The movement speed's insane. And Aki kind of everywhere in this early game and having a much better performance.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. So now you've got a 12 CS lead already opened up in the top lane. Yes, the kill did go the way of Bin, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to mean too much. You've got Wuming as well, who's allowed to just have free reign in this mid lane matchup, poke down Angel from the get-go. I'm actually surprised to see Wuming not opt in towards something like the Comet. Oftentimes we'll see this more poke-orientated lane matchup. when you go towards the Arcane Comet because you're against the Kassadin.
Yeah.
Opting towards a lethal tempo means he's more focused on these late game team fights. But overall, I mean, good start here for OMG.
Because I want to go deeper down this hole because I think that for OMG, you know, you mentioned, you know, Kassadin's such a big scaling condition. We're just watching a bit of trading bot. But there's really good scaling on OMG, and I love the role that Cold and Aki will facilitate in these fights. When you have Azir, when you have GP who requires setup, but also is just such a good side lane threat with a global advantage, you got to remember that Udyr into Kassadin. Who else am I looking at? Kai'Sa? Even I'd say like Gragas to a degree. Feels really, really nice in this matchup. So it's comps in isolation versus comps in how they're butting head to head, where it does feel like OMG have a lot more options to deal with the scaling threats of Suiting in this game too.
Also, it's difficult for OMG to try and stop the dive of Sunni, because you try and stop, say, like the Renekton going in. Well, now there's a Kassadin that's Rift walking over a wall. There's a Killer Instinct from Huangfeng. On can also come in from multiple flank angles. Then you got to worry about casks and flash body slams. Like, there is so much coming the way of Sunni. And when you start to go and, oh yeah, well, I can disengage with the Azir wall, yeah, that's cool, but you still got so much there. It works, these like Emperor's Divides look a lot better when you've only got one or two dive potentials that you have to worry about. When the entire team is set up for dive and coming in from multiple flank angles, it's much more difficult to set up these front to backs that Azir likes.
And the bottom lane, Cold actually tries to headbutt Pulverize the Rel dismount as On's just going to die, but so is Cold. Both supports go down and SOFM's rolling in. Fat Boy pretty fast. Eric actually going to be just walking through anyway, and this is a win for OMG. 80 carry gets to stay in lane and push out, and Alielie burns the ultimate to do so. As Eric will just have to back away in the end, so I'll take it back. Committed from OMG, both supports hitting the dirt.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade, but crucially the kill actually went towards Huangfeng. Eric didn't get it, it went over towards the Udyr, and it would have been nice to get that kill on towards Eric to get this Samira very quickly up towards that Immortal Shield bow, but fortunately not going to be the case here. As Dragon is started though, this is an OMG favorite fight as of right now. Angel isn't really in a position to offer too much from this mid.
It's confirming, actually, Alielie picked up a kill. It was the GP ultimate that kind of sniped it down in the end, which is kind of nice, but no, it's still, you know, impactful kill going over. OMG, meanwhile, actually going to pick up the first Dragon, with Infernal coming second, so it is a Cloud or a Mountain Rift once again here today. We've kind of been plagued by that today as well. As Bin in this matchup doing pretty nicely, and even with the kill, we'll see if it makes a difference now having Sheen and the longsword for Alielie, and we already saw the level 6, but Bin, his level 6 can be utilized towards the lane.
Yeah, and you can see that Bin is doing a very good job in this lane. Remember what we talked about? He was 12 CS down. Well, he's now brought it right back to even, and in a matchup that is GP favored, this is a pretty nice sign for Bin, but unfortunately kind of a rude awakening for Alielie, as he does have his first series in the LPL, and he's going up against one of the better top laners that we have in the LPL.
Yeah, Bin definitely came online last year. I think he was someone who shared time with Bubu, and then in 2020 spring, we saw that Bin wasn't really something to talk about. In summer, he got his own scrim time and developed from there. Still has a long way to go in my opinion. You know, again, the bubble of worlds is great, but I think Bin had some pop-off moments, but you know, I definitely still wouldn't put him as a top 3 top laner. Let's be quite realistic with the Shy back as well. It does feel like it's hard to contest, especially with 369 Zoom. Keep going. But,
Nuggery. Yeah,
I mean, Nuggery there, right? Like, how do you get into that list? But definitely below, just below those top laners. Suiting hitting the Rift Herald, and while I'm talking, OMG going to start the engage onto Angel. He's only level 7, and the Herald actually goes down to OMG. Walking back, Aki in a great position. I'll have to confirm because I think it was actually Suiting who took the Herald, and Huangfeng going back with the Killer Instinct. Eric walking with the ulti, but he's interrupted. And Suiting winning fights quite easily. 7-2, and all of a sudden a 2.5k gold lead.
Out of nowhere, Sunni are able to pick up that fight, and that's going to give a hell of a lot of gold into the hands of Angel.
Yep.
Going to give a hell of a lot of gold into the hands of Huangfeng. And you can see there, Huangfeng sitting with that Rift Herald. It's just a repeat of game 2. He's going to be able to plunk that down in the bottom lane, get a whole bunch more turret plates for himself. So this Kai'Sa is going to be huge this game.
And like the pullback from Angel as well. He's having a great series. You look at all the attention he provides, and the Azir ults on Angel versus the Azir ults on Wuming. A lot of support there as well, which is kind of nice. So, OMG going too deep, Dagger, as you said.
Yeah, and there's not very much that you can really do here as OMG. You do get the Azir wall to try and dissuade the engage from on, but what we talked about was just how many different angles all these members of SRING are coming from. Wuming's afraid to walk forward, same when you look towards the likes of Alielie, and it means that that fight ends up separated with SRING just manhandling the rest of OMG.
Ooh, cold with the engage. This is good though from OMG onto Huangfeng. He's running away. He has a bounty and he's given over to Alielie out of all people as Sofm is running in, but On can't help him. At half health, OMG finding a pick and using the global pressure. OMG still, remember, we talked about scaling here, Dagdas, so 2K is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and look, I mean, when we're looking at scaling, both sides scale reasonably well, right? You've got the Gangplank and you've got the Azir that are both going to do great. You've got the Kai'Sa and at least the...
Okay, solo kill. All right. Well, crap. That's what happens when you use your barrage across the map.
So this is what I was going to say, like, when we were talking about the conversation of top laners, like, Bin, for me, last split, was a top 3 top laner. The problem that I had this year is that we've just seen nothing from Bin. He's been camped repeatedly, like we saw it in the RA game, the Rare Atom series, where they just consistently killed him over and over again. And for me, it was kind of like, okay, well, without the support of Sofm and without the support of Sword Art to actually play as aggressive as he wants, Bin's just really fallen off. He doesn't have a gold lead at 15. He had the second highest gold lead at 15 last split. Like, this guy was really good, but we just haven't seen it come in this year. However, in this series, we're definitely starting to see that you have to respect Bin, even if he's had a bad start to this.
I mean, he's up in CS in this lane, 3-1-3, now has a bounty on his own head, and I'm just looking across the board. There's a CS lead pretty much everywhere, bar bottom lane. I don't know how Angel's been doing so well against Wuming. Like, Kassadin Bree 6 has been able to keep up in CS, and you know, this kind of just tests the solo laners of both teams. OMG, no one knows who Alielie is. No one really knows who Wuming is, unless they were Rogue Warriors fans from last year. But everyone knows who Angel is now, and Bin. And for good reason. You know, some of the better in their roles, you know, whether we want to argue on where they actually sit, as, you know, Aki's just going to try and steal away something while Bin's just on the chase.
I just looked at Sofm's items, which is why I'm silently...
Oh.
Is
innovator
it's an Essence Reaver Gragas.
Yeah,
so it
hang on,
could actually be the Moonstone Gragas.
Well, just pause because Alielie is almost in solo kill territory. Aki pivoting to help him out. Let's come back to what you're talking about before I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah,
you say
so
Moonstone?
The reason, yeah, the Moon Staff. So both the Moonstone Renewer and that Staff of Flowing Waters, because what the math which LS has done on his channel, great video on it. Although it might be on the T1 channel, but either way. Talking about, like, you don't actually lose much AP. You don't lose much in the way of damage going this build, but you're providing so much movement speed, so much AP to your team. And when you're looking at an AP damage dealer in Huangfeng, AP damage dealer in mid, even the ultimate from Renekton giving AP damage, that's all fantastic.
Dude.
But in these team fights as well, as a dive comp, move speed is your best friend. You just want to chase down whoever the hell you can, and these two items together give so much of that.
And you're going to have Leeching Leer turn into that Rift Maker. You're going to have a Kassadin who's built towards damage, and the Moonstone with the Staff of Flowing Water is going to be great. I don't know if anyone wants to send this over to old LS, but as Sofm comes in here, you can see, look, he's not that tanky. Still has a lot of damage, though, as the Explosive Cast comes out. Sets up the dive, and that's nicely done. Bin doesn't need to flash in the end, and Sofm will burn his perfectly. Set up by SRING, as they're now just rolling ahead of the gold lead.
Yeah, this is insane. Like, Bin is absolutely massive. You've got Angel, who's just been left here in this lane by himself, accruing his own little lead, and now 3 kills on towards your bot side as well. Like, this is kind of nasty again from SRING.
I love how Angel's just bullying out Wuming in the meantime in the solo lane as well. I mean, this shouldn't be happening this early on, but Wuming getting pushed back and finally get some good trading back just by auto-attacking. I want to note in that last play, we were able to see Sofm pick up some resources, and he's picked up his Mythic. So I'm trying to look there, Dagda. My quality is not amazing. So I'm going to have to wait until it times out. I'm sure our chat can see before, but that's a two-man knock up there with the Ferromancy. Eric in a really bad position, and he tries to dash back. He flashes away, but they have so much gap close. SRING go in so damn well. And Cold's going to be flashed on as well. The Ferromancy crashed down at the ready on tanks up. And a double kill over to Bin, who's now got 6 kills in his back pocket. This game is more than done.
Yeah, on flips the beef burger in that bottom side, and this is looking pretty juicy for SRING. Several kills now picked up. That's going to be the double towers going over as well. And even if you try to wait for the gangplank and this is here to come online, you're not getting anything done. And Angel is going to chase away 2 members of OMG from the Rift Herald as well. They don't even get the crossbar.
Dude, it's 15 minutes and Cassidy is strong. So I don't know what more you want as SRING.
Oh.
Level 11 dodging away, Sofm. He's gone for the Shirelias, by the way. We can talk about that after this because he's being caught out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Going golden with the stopwatch stack. OMG are circling around, but the explosive cast worked nicely. Angel now ready to engage once again. He gets bursted down, but he just rift walks out of there. Tick, tick, and he isn't going to go boom. As SRING are still in this choke, the explosive cast was already used, so SRING know they need to get out, and Eric and Cole can't do a thing. They just keep winning fights at 15 minutes of the game.
That was just a revolving door of damage.
Oh my God, Eric.
SRING, one more.
Bin's
there
fed.
he goes.
Eric,
oh God.
You know, moving up in a lane he has no business being in.
Oh God. Well, look, I want to say Eric has actually been pretty damn good on OMG this split.
Oh.
Fortunately, this game is not a great indicator of what this guy is capable of, but yeah, I mean, you saw it there. SRING, there's just this revolving door of, okay, now it's your turn to absorb some damage. You're nearly dead. Right, you rift walk out. Now it's Bin who goes in, but Bin's a little bit tankier, so they don't quite get him down. They get the kill. They get a second kill. They got the rift. Like, oh, this is...
Yep.
This is just ridiculous.
Yep, it is. Dagda, you know, big croc, right? Almost 2 items to the Gore Drinker. Essence Rib picked up for Alielie, and he's picked up some kills himself. But look, solid kill territory with Dominus, and this is what happens when Renekton snowballs the crap out of your games. You better believe it's over as Sofm just comes in to pop him. Thank you for the kill. Bin's just going to walk. Oh, he's going to int. Oh, yeah, that's right. You took my kill? I'm going to go in. We're actually fighting in the mid lane. Wuming in a bit of trouble as well. Body slam explosive cast. In flies Huangfeng. SRING look possessed. And this looks like a team that went to the World's Finals.
And this looks like a team that really can contest for those top spots in the LPL. This is the SRING that we have been missing for so long. Sofm on this early ganking jungler, getting leads for Bin, playing towards this top side of the map. Angel on this scaling late game mid laner. This is everything that we wanted for this SRING lineup, and they look damn.
They're just outclassing. SRING are outclassing in every role, in every way. Top diff, jungle diff, mid diff, bot diff, game diff, team diff. It's SRING all the way, and this is one of the biggest stomps I think I've seen. You know, and again, we've seen heaps, and we saw some early today with BLG and LGD, but this is decisive, this is control. This has been taking over games as he did at Worlds. When it was GP pick or whether we saw Renekton in the regular season. He now has Steric's Gauge, and I also want to point out with Shirelias, it's a lot of fun to be a croc this game with the team that OMG have. You just run at OMG, and SRING's Engage sticks. It's a pain to verse them, Dagda, and at 18 minutes, it looks like OMG are just running out of any options or thought process they can come up with.
This is the thing, OMG, cool. 3 of yous now corralled to topside. We still have Rift Herald on SRING.
Why are you so far
they can
out?
Take the fight.
OMG shouldn't be existing. You know, this is depression at its core. Cold now realizing that what happens to all cows that go in and become beef. So Huangfeng, as he picks up the kill, just note 18 minutes again is the time, and SRING have control on the lanes. They've got objectives, but they just want to keep taking turrets and keep getting kills.
All outer towers are down. Yeah, all outer towers are down. They have Rift Herald. They just plonk it down here in mid. They'll crack this open. You have Angel looking for the flank. They may even want kills to go alongside this.
You know, Dagda, as the Herald goes down, the chat can't see it, but the Colonel, what he's doing is like that John Travolta meme. That's what OMG are doing. You know, he picks up he has the jacket from Pulp Fiction. He's like, I don't know. Yeah. Oh man, it's sad to be OMG or an OMG fan right now. Turret in front of the inhibitor won't go down, but 10,000 gold, 19 minutes in the game. I hope you guys are enjoying the quick night ahead because we're going to be done within 3.5 hours after what has been massacres throughout each and every game.
This has just been insane. Like, This series has been so damn quick. And I mean, look, dragons haven't been picked up. It doesn't really matter. They've already nearly cracked the base. They can turn over towards this Baron. And when you've got a Kassadin, a Renekton, and a Kai'Sa, you will shred through that as Eric.
Eric is just running away into burn double summoners to do it. Angel is going to get disrupted, but Bin's on the flank. Cold is going to be cut off as well as Eric is just dead. Reminds me of the Adam Sandler movie, you know, talking about Eric. And he's a bit of a liability. 20 seconds till he comes back alive as Angel is hunting. Bin's gonna find him over the wall. The solo laners come flying in off the wing. Cannon barrage down, and Alielie does the most damage in this team comp. But right now, he does nothing. 8 kills for Bin, and SRING just playing with their food.
They really are. I actually expected them to just turn over towards Baron and end this nice and quick, but they're going to take a little bit of time. They're going to savor each morsel of this game, it looks like, at least. But yeah, this is just dominance. There's nothing that OMG can do. And you can even see it in this in the team fight when the replay comes up. It looked like one of those cartoons where you open the wrong door and realize you don't want to be here. As Aki, like, tries to run up into this place, realizes they're Renekton there, slams the door, is like, nope, nope, we don't want to go this way, we don't want to go this way, because there's nowhere to hide from Sunni. They are everywhere. They just chase him down. Here's the Baron. If you look at your mini-map, there's no OMG to be seen. They're in the bottom lane, hoping they can get an outer turret for themselves, as this game very quickly slips away from them.
Baron's going to go down pretty much off of spawn with about 30 seconds of leeway. And SRING now running it through mid. You can see, look at the bottom side of the map. Aki's like, you know, I'm going to farm, I'm going to flank. And SRING are like, I'm going to end the game.
Yeah, a difference in goals here for this one. There's the personal goal for Aki of, let's see if I can hit, you know, the 200 farm. Whereas you've got the actual goal from Sunni of, let's just get ourselves...
Udyr behind does not feel good. Like, Udyr behind doesn't feel great at all. So I definitely understand the thought process. You got 2 inhibitors about to drop, ladies and gentlemen. And I said it was going to be a quick night for you. SRING have the Baron buff minions. They're so strong at this point. They can try and end it here if they get the waves queued up. They don't need bottom. With the Baron buff for another 2 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to defend this. Oh, actually, they're going in.
Cold is going in. 3-man headbutt, pulverized, cannon barrage layers down. That's good chain CC. Bin's still tanky, though. With the Gordringer, he's going to play for time as Angel ready to re-engage. The clock's ticking. He's level 15, but he's already doing Kassadin things as re-engage from Cold means nothing because everyone's so fed. You knew how that fight was going to go. I didn't have to call it. SRING running at the Nexus. Another 2-0 here tonight. Angel goes golden to pose in the Hollywood list of celebrities. And SRING look pretty damn slick against OMG.